Hi guys, we are back today with Vlogmas Day 20. I'm excited. We're getting there. We got like 5 days left, maybe 4, because I don't know if I'm gonna actually vlog on Christmas. But anyway, we're almost there. Today I want to talk about something because it happened at work and I was really upset by it. So I was like, you know what? I need to let the people know. Y'all need to know what I go through. And what we want to talk about is anger issues or dealing with anger issues. And I know what y'all thinking. For the ones who know me, y'all like Star is the last person that needs to be giving anybody any type of anger issue advice. But I'm actually the perfect person because my temper is so crazy that I know when to bring it out, when not to bring it out. I have learned to control it. Like, I'm working on it, y'all. I'm really working on it. I have growth. I have come a long way. So before we get into the video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe it. I'm trying something different, telling y'all to do it in the beginning of the video. But I'm going to tell y'all again at the end too. Anyway, so the first thing that you could do, and it's going to feel great, punch them in their face. Punch them dead in their face. No, I'm just playing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't punch anybody in their face. That's not what we're trying to do. We are all about growth. We are all about being grown-ups, being mature adults. But it would feel good, like, if you could really do it. Have you ever watched TV where they have like these different scenarios, somebody pisses somebody off, and they probably would punch them in the face or shoot them or whatever the case is, you know, and then they do like a rewind and they'll be like, okay, what actually happened was this. That's what I wish we could do sometimes in real life. I wish we could just beat people up, curse them out, do whatever. And I know it sounds crazy, but it gets the frustration out. And it lets people know to stop messing with you. Now, I am in no way promoting violence. So don't go around telling people, Star said for me to punch you in the face, because that's not what I'm saying. You have to learn how to get through it with your words. That's what we want to do. We want to use our words. So for me, this came about because I was just talking to a customer. And she decided that she wanted to curse at me. Like, she decided she wanted to curse at me. First of all, I have been nothing but helpful to you all day talking to you. I forgot what her issue was. Something about her money. Now, I understand. I'm a first person. I'm always about my coins, right? So if money's missing or you need access to your money, whatever the case is, I get that. I wholeheartedly get that. But if I'm the one who's trying to help you, don't curse at me. You don't know me. And what you're doing is you're being a computer thug, because you wouldn't say that to my face. I guarantee you wouldn't say it to my face, right? There's just a level of disrespect that people have when you're behind the computer. People want to hide behind that, and they think that it just turns them into like this little super thug and all. No, it don't. No, it does not. It makes you look ignorant, because you're asking me for help, but then if you don't get the answer that you want, you curse me out. So how does that help your situation? I'm fine. I'm chilling, right? So all I did was, of course, I didn't curse back at her. Regardless if I wanted to or not, I would never do anything like that. But I just was like, I kindly ask you to refrain from using profane language. You have to kill people with kindness. That is another tip. You have to kill people with kindness, because you don't know what the other person is going through, right? There could be a reason why she's cursing me out. She ain't mad at me, because I'm not the one who got her money. I'm not the one who is starting this issue. I'm not the one who did anything to her. All I was trying to do was help. She has frustration stemming from someplace else, and I'm okay with that. Let me pause for a second. Y'all see the fro? Y'all see the fro throwing? Anyway, she has frustration coming from someplace else. Has nothing to do with Star. Star's not going to take it personally. That right there is a third tip. Try not to take everything personally, because it's not directed at you. Now, you know if you've done something to somebody, right? And they have a reason to like go upside your head or curse you out or whatever the case is, like, you know. But if you know that you didn't do anything to this person and they're acting out in a way, that's telling you they got something else going on, right? Leave them alone. Let them just do what they got to do. Sometimes you have to let people just vent and get stuff off their chest. That could be another reason. And there was another customer that I was talking to, and he started off like really, really high, like on 10. You know what I'm saying? Again, money issue. And I brought him down. I brought him down just by talking to him, explaining the process to him. This is what's going to happen. This is what's not going to happen. This is why this is not going to happen. And he was okay with that. And in the end, he wrote me a long, and I'm talking long, paragraph, one, apologizing, right, for talking nasty in the first place. And he finally said, I just need a friend to talk to. I wish I had a friend to talk to. So that's what it was. He was taking his frustration on being lonely out on me, even though I was just trying to help him. So now my guy hits me up every single day, and we literally talk every day. So I guess I have a friend, or he has a friend, whatever. But yeah, anger can come from so many different places, and me having my temper, you know, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna say my temper is hereditary. I'm gonna just put it right out there. Y'all hear me talk about my mother all the time. Her temper is lit, okay? Lit. My father, lit. So those two combined, Star, lit. Just like that. And every time I say lit, my eyes have to light up because it is the truth. They crazy. They are crazy. And they made a crazy baby. You know, so that coupled with me being a Scorpio, you know, it was hard. It was hard. But I have matured so much. And I know, like, I can feel when my like, you know when you're about to go there with somebody, you can feel it, right? For me, I start getting real hot, you know? And I'm like, okay, start breathing a little heavy. And I'm like, this person is getting on my nerves because I'm a very simple person. It doesn't always seem that way, but I promise you, I'm a very simple person. So if I explain something to somebody, you ask me a question, and I give you an answer, and I know the answer makes sense, it's sufficient, like you have all the information that you need, but then maybe you come back and ask the same question again, or you try to just like, you know, push back. And I'm like, what's your problem? Like, chill out. Like, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. So over the years, I've just learned how to shut up. Pretty much shut up. My grandmother used to say it all the time, and it's an old saying. Everybody know it. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I take that, and that's exactly what I do now. Like, I don't go toe to toe with people, right? I'm gonna say something. Like, if you come at me, I'm gonna say something first. Not first. I'm gonna say something in response to it. But after that, I'm good. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and go back and forth with you because you feel how you feel. I for damn sure feel how I feel. So we're just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that because we're not gonna get anywhere. Or we could just kind of like take a pause, take a few days, and we can come back and talk about it again when both of us are a little more level-headed, right? That's something else you can do. Fall back for a second. Everything does not have to be discussed right away. If you know that you're the type of person that if somebody brings some static to you, or not even static, something that you may take as static, right? And you're going to spiral, don't talk to them right then. Don't do it. Just like respectfully, and I tell Aaliyah this all the time. Like, if you're feeling a way about something, you know, that we've said to you, take a minute, come back when you can calmly talk to us, right? Or sometimes you just gotta leave it alone. Don't say anything at all. You know, she's a very passionate child, and so she gets her emotions probably from me, which is fine. So it's like, you know, dealing with a mini me. And sometimes I just look at her and I'd be like, if I wasn't scared of going to jail, you know, but I am. So like, I'm small. Like, they will tear me apart first day. I'm done. So I have no intentions of going, none whatsoever. I wouldn't survive. Try to spin the narrative, right? If you feel a situation that's getting out of control, try to flip it. Try to bring in some type of positivity. Try to ask a question. Try to just diffuse it in whatever way you can. A lot of the times, people just want to vent. That is where so much of the anger comes from. People have something they want to say. They feel like they're not being heard. They feel like you're not hearing them correctly. They feel like you're not agreeing with them. I don't have to agree with you to listen to you. You don't have to agree with me to listen to me. But I'm also a type of person where I'm not going to confront anybody. Like, I don't confront people. I don't start stuff, but I'll finish it. If you bring something to me, then we're going to discuss it. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to resolve it, you know, whatever the case is. Or on the flip side, sometimes I'll just sit there and be quiet. Like, I won't say anything. And it's not because I'm scared of that person or anything like that. I feel like I don't have anything, I'm not even going to say valuable to add to the conversation. I just feel like we've reached a point to where there's nothing else for me to say. Or I just feel like, okay, now is not the time. You know, now is not the time. Because I'm not one of those people that's going to sit there and argue with you for hours. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. So if you think that's what I'm going to do, think again. I'm not going to do it. Write the person a letter. It might sound corny, but maybe you cannot articulate yourself in the right way to where you think they would get what you're trying to say. Maybe they may think that you're trying to be condescending, or they think that you're trying to be, you know, you're trying to be a jerk about the situation, and you want to be able to get your feelings out without being interrupted, especially if you know that is the type of person that will interrupt you. Write them a letter. Write everything down. Leave it in the bedroom. Leave it wherever you know they're going to find it, so they can see exactly how you're feeling and why you're feeling, and you're able to get all of that out uninterrupted. You can ramble as much as you want to, and then maybe they'll come to you and y'all can discuss it, or maybe not. The letter is not necessarily for them to come back and have a rebuttal, it's just so that you can get across what you're trying to say. Now, if they feel like you're wrong, then that's a different situation. Then, okay, maybe they will come to you and they'll talk to you about something like that. And you could just yell right back at them. It'll probably make you feel good temporarily, but I don't think it's going to solve anything. If you have two people yelling at each other, nobody can hear what's going on, so nobody's listening, nothing's getting resolved. You know, you just want to try to, again, figure out where this anger is coming from, figure out what you can do, try to put yourself in the other person's shoes, empathize with them. Maybe they're getting upset because they feel like you're not taking what they're saying seriously. I hate when people say, it's not that big of a deal. It's all right, it's not that big of a deal. Yes, it is. If I'm bringing something up, or if you're bringing something up to me, clearly it's bothering us. Otherwise, we wouldn't say anything about it, right? If you say something like, oh, well, why did you leave that on the floor over there? Something like that. Oh, but it's not that big of a deal. If I'm saying something, it's a big deal. Like, I want to know legitimately why you left that on the floor. Like, I'm talking, like, making up a scenario. But I'm just saying, people have a tendency to downplay how somebody else is feeling. You can't tell somebody how they're feeling about something. You can't tell somebody how they should be feeling about something. Well, you shouldn't feel this way. Or you should be upset. Or, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell people that because it's not you. How you handle a situation and how they handle a situation, completely different. Completely different. Y'all might agree on certain things, but the way that you choose to handle it, that's how you choose to handle it. And everybody does not have to agree with you in order to resolve their situation. They're going to do it the best way they see fit. Maybe they didn't think about the resolution that you came to. So maybe you did help them. But it's definitely a work in progress, right? It's definitely a work in progress because people still try me all the time. Or I don't know if somebody told me a long time ago, they was like, you just have this face, or, you know, the way your eyes look. I can't help how my eyes look. There's nothing I can do about that. Nothing. All right? That's the way I was born. Actually, I wasn't born this way. I was born with blue eyes, and they stayed like that until like I was about 2 or 3. I'm sure my mother will correct me if I'm wrong. But I can't help the way my face look. You know, I don't know what that even means. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your face looks like people. What kind of... Anyway, that doesn't make any sense to me. I really don't get that. But all I know is that what works for me, or what has worked for me, is to try to just take a breath, step back, and wait until I'm calm enough to talk to that person. It's something that's so simple. It's so simple. It does take a lot, right? To just kind of like get out of your petty hat. Because I can be petty. Like, oh my God, I enjoy it. Like, I think everybody enjoys being petty every once and again. Like, don't try to front and act like you all Miss High and Mighty all the time, because you're not. No. Everybody petty, you know, certain times. Guys too, especially. Oh my gosh, sometimes guys are worse than girls. I don't know where y'all get that from. I don't know who told y'all that was cool, but y'all need to stop doing that. Stop doing it. Stop being girls, okay? We don't like it. We do not like it. But yeah, sometimes, you know, you just gotta fall back. Think about a situation, chill. You know, if you got to shut down, do whatever it is. And this is not something that you should practice just for like the holiday season or whatever. I know this is vlogmas, but I'm talking about everyday life. Because if you know for a fact that you have a bad temper, this is not something that you can get rid of overnight. Like, it's not. It's definitely not something that you can get rid of overnight. And please, for the love of God, do not incorporate alcohol or any type of drugs into any part of that, because that will not do anything but escalate the situation. If you got two people who have bad tempers and they just going at it, make sure they're not drinking, they're not doing no kind of drugs, because it's gonna go left real quick. It's gonna go left real quick. And something else that can cause a lot of things to kind of like spiral out of control is misunderstanding, right? Speaking just for me, can't speak for anybody else. I personally know that I am one of the most misunderstood people I have ever come across. And that sounds weird, but if you listen to it, it makes sense. I don't know what it is. I mean, yes, I'm sarcastic, of course. Like, it's fun, you know? I'm a Scorpio. It's what we do. It's what we do. But my sarcasm is all in fun, right? If I'm upset with you, typically sarcasm won't come out. Typically, you know, truth will come out, stuff like that. If I'm making jokes and I'm kikiing with you and everything, then I have no problem with you, right? It's when I'm quiet is when you need to worry. And I'm just being honest with you. And it's not, I don't know, it's not that I'm like trying to be mean or anything like that. It's just my tolerance is very, very small for like stupid stuff. You know, my patience. As you get older, that's just something that happens to you. I just feel like, you know, we just as a people, and this is not me being preachy, this is just facts. We as a people have to stop misunderstanding one another, have to stop being so mean to one another, definitely have to stop judging one another, because it's annoying. Like, it's really annoying when you're one way, but everybody thinks that you're another way, simply because, and I was just talking to somebody about this the other day, and they was like, well, you know, I think the thing about it is that a lot of people never take the time to get to know you. Something so small. Something so small. You want to go off of what he said, what she said about me, about whomever. Why don't you talk to that person and figure out, like, if what they're saying is true? Don't just automatically, okay, hear what Susie is saying and then come back and say, okay, well, I'm not going to mess with Johnny because Susie said that Johnny is this way. No. Susie could have had a specific type of encounter, and I'm not talking to you, Susie. I'm just using your name because it's a common name. But she could have had a specific encounter with Johnny, and in her head, that's how he is all the time, right? So now anybody that meets him and that knows her, she's going to give off, okay, well, he's da-da-da-da, and they automatically, you know, going to believe that. I've had that happen to me a number of times. And then when the person actually gets to hang with me, they be like, damn, you cool. No. Really? Really? Yes, I am cool. I'm cool. I'm fun. But, you know, it's easier to believe negative stuff about people than it is positive stuff. And nobody ever wants to hear the positive stuff because for them, they've already made up their mind. You tell them something negative about somebody, they're like, yeah, it must be true. It must be true. Why? Why it must be true? Because the person that told you, you've known them for a while, that don't mean nothing. Maybe they're the problem. Well, you know, I don't know. Listen, I ain't trying to get nobody in their feelings, but I'm just saying, maybe they're the problem. But I'm very simple. I at this point, I just don't worry about nobody. I don't. I worry about the ones who worry about me. I check on the ones who check on me. And I'm not being like, you know, a douchebag about it, but it's just, what do you put an effort in for if people are not returning it? You know, life is hard enough. I don't have time for it. I don't have time for it. I barely have time to wash my hair every week. You think I have time to sit around and argue with you? You smoking. No. Another really good way to get through your anger, like, if you don't want to talk to anybody, if you're creative, go create. You write music, go write. I guarantee you some of the best lyrics you ever wrote will come out when you're angry, sorry. Listen to Eminem's tracks, like old Eminem, not, you know what I'm saying? I mean, still kind of new, but for the majority of the old music, just listen to some of his tracks and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Even a lot of the singers. Look at Taylor Swift. But best believe if you date Taylor Swift, you're going to end up in a song. She will write a song about you. And that song is going to go platinum, double platinum, triple platinum, all of that good stuff. You know, put your emotions out on paper. If you're an artist, draw. Go create. Get your mind off of it. And when you come back to it, I guarantee you, whatever y'all was arguing about, that big. Super, super minute. It's not even worth it. And this is especially true if the person that you're arguing with just refuses to be realistic and hear, like, your side of the story. If, you know what I'm saying? If they got that wall up and they just, whatever they say is whatever they say, then you might as well just drop it. Just leave it alone. Just completely leave it alone. It's tough because I know how it is. Sometimes people get you there and you just want to go. I get it. But, you know, just remember this. You ain't gonna like jail. You're not going to like getting locked up. So keep that in mind. And especially if you don't have nobody to bail you out, you're definitely going to think twice about going after somebody. That is it for Vlogmas Day 20. I will see you wonderful people tomorrow. Yeah. Don't forget to what? Like, subscribe, and comment. Bye.